Hello, and welcome to the first of the short podcasts revisiting some of the tongue twisters from Series 1 of English Sound Building. If you haven't listened to the full season yet, I recommend you do that before listening to this short podcast. In particular, in episode 10, the season recap, we spoke about a variety of ways you can practice these tongue twisters to challenge yourself and make your practice more fun. As usual, you'll find a bonus video as well as the very short script for today's podcast over on my Patreon page. Everything's free there. Just scroll down on the main page. But if you want to support me, please do. Head to www.patreon.com/EnglishBrickByBrick. So for this first short episode, I just can't resist the temptation to revisit my favourite tongue twister, lesser leather, never weathered, wetter, weather, better. We've already seen it twice. We looked at it in the and th episode and again in the schwa episode. And it's absolutely great for the th sound and the schwa. But in terms of consonants, also has s and t, and one of those ed endings following the d pronunciation pattern. And in terms of vowels, as well as the schwa, it has lots of sounds. So thinking about the consonants, it's really great because there's a lot of switching between voiceless and voiced consonants in this tongue twister, which may be particularly useful if you know you have a tendency to devoice. And then thinking about the vowels, it's just a really beautiful rhythm between the and the as every single word follows the same pattern with the vowel sounds. So why not start just by practicing those vowel sounds? It was one of the techniques we spoke about in last week's episode. I'll read them all quite slowly the first time. Listen and repeat. Eh, 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 eh. Well done. You should have really noticed how your mouth changes position between those vowel sounds from the wide smile position to get the to the relaxed position of the schwa. You probably also felt your tongue lowering slightly at the back to make that as well. Let's do it again, a bit more quickly this time. Eh, 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 eh. Fantastic. The second technique we're going to practice is a combination of two we spoke about last week. We're going to really slow it down, but also exaggerate our mouth position. This will stretch the sounds, but it's a great way to really think about the position of your mouth, everything in your mouth during the sounds and the transitions between them. Again, listen and repeat. Lesser. Leather. Never. Weathered. Wetter. Weather. Better. Fantastic. To finish, we're going to read it at a more natural pace, this time using the chaining technique. So I'll start by saying the first word, then I'll say the first and the second, then I'll say the first, second, and third, and so on. Listen and repeat. Lesser. Lesser leather. Lesser leather never. The leather never weathered. Lesser leather never weathered wetter. Lesser leather never weathered wetter weather. Lesser leather never weathered wetter weather better. Fantastic. Let's finish by reading it 3 times as quickly as we can. Lesser leather never weathered wetter weather better. Lesser leather never weathered wetter weather better. Lesser leather never weathered wetter weather better. How did you do? I can feel my muscles after doing that. So even for somebody whose first language is English, it's still a workout for the muscles in the mouth to focus on the sounds so intensely. Let me know how you get on. That's the end of this week's short podcast. I'll be going over another of the tongue twisters we've looked at in this week's video bonus. So do check that out on my Patreon. If you want to practice another one, again, we'll be practicing some of the techniques we spoke about in last week's episode as well. And otherwise, keep using this break between seasons to review what we've done so far, keep strengthening those muscles and movement patterns. Enjoy sound building, and I'll see you again soon.